Good morning, children. Today I want to tell you when God is silent, He is doing something great for you. When God is silent, He is doing something great for you. So, with this thought, today we will learn chapter 24. The name of the chapter is Matter Wave. In the beginning, we are going to learn about the radiation, then we are going to learn about the matter wave. So, the first topic I want to explain is dual nature of radiation. Dual nature of radiation. Dual means two. Radiation has got two nature. One particle nature and the other is wave nature. Particle nature as well as wave nature. This particle nature of the radiation also can be called as the quantum nature. For example, light is not falling continuously. It is made up of small packets known as quantum. That is called quantum nature or particle nature of radiation. Example to show that radiation is having particle nature, we have learned photoelectric effects as well as Compton effect. So photoelectric effect and Compton effect are the examples to show the particle nature of the radiation. Now come to wave nature. According to wave nature, radiation has got the second type of nature, that is wave nature. Radiation acts as wave. Example for that is interference, diffraction, polarization, etc. So, in together we can say radiation has got two natures. One particle nature and the other is wave nature. Similarly, this chapter is about the matter. Matter also has got dual nature. It has got particle nature. Matter means matter is made up of particles like electron, made up of protons. So, matter is made up of particle. It has got particle nature. As well as matter can behave as a wave. It has got wave nature. So, matter has got, like radiation is having two nature, matter also is having two nature, particle nature and wave nature. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn in detail about the wave nature. So, the topic is de Broglie's wavelength of matter waves. To understand that matter has got wave nature, we know already energy formula in terms of quantum theory we have learned is equal to h nu, as well as another formula Einstein's mass energy relation is equal to mc square. So from this we get m is equal to h nu upon c square. Now do the cross multiplication. M into C, 1m into C, mc is equal to h nu upon C. But we know that this mc is equal to mass into velocity is linear momentum p. Similarly, nu by c. What is nu by c? It is 1 upon lambda. So we get linear momentum p is equal to h upon lambda. From this, lambda is equal to h upon p, and h upon p linear momentum is equal to mass into velocity. So we can say that the wavelength of the matter wave is given by h upon p. This lambda is called de Broglie's wavelength. So de Broglie, name of the scientist, who put forward that matter is having two nature. One, particle nature as well as wave nature. Now come to learn the detail about the wave nature. When can a particle can act as a wave? To act as a wave, particle should be in motion. That means we can see from this formula lambda is equal to h upon mv. We can say that wavelength lambda is depending upon the velocity of the particle. So if the particle is having velocity 0, then the wavelength will be infinite. That is not possible. So if the particle is at rest, that means velocity is 0, then it cannot act as a wave. That we get from this equation. Lambda is equal to h upon mv. So if velocity is 0, velocity of the particle is 0, it cannot have wavelength. Wavelength will be infinite. Wavelength infinite means wave cannot be possible. So to act as a wave, matter should have some velocity. That is one main point. The next main point regarding the wave nature is matter waves are not electromagnetic since it is not depending upon the charge of the particle. If the matter wave is having particle, we can say that particles are not necessary that they are charged. It means matter waves are not electromagnetic in nature. Next come to de Broglie's wavelength of electron. So in this formula, we are taking from lambda is equal to h upon mv. Now, h is Planck's constant, m is mass of the particle, v is the velocity of the particle. This velocity we can write in terms of kinetic energy k. So velocity is equal to under root 2k by m. Do the simplification, we get de Broglie's wavelength of matter wave for electron lambda is equal to h upon under root 2mk, in which h is Planck's constant, m is the mass of electron, k is kinetic energy of electron. So that kinetic energy can be written as EV. Kinetic energy is written as EV. E, charge of electron, and V is voltage. Put the value of H to ME, we get under root of 150. So we get lambda, that is de Broglie's wavelength of electron is given by under root of 150 upon V, in which V is the voltage. And the answer we will get in angstrom. Wavelength we will get in terms of angstrom. This is all about the de Broglie's wavelength of electron. Next, Davison and Germer experiment. These two scientists, they have tried an experiment to show the diffraction of electron. So electron is a particle, it can show diffraction. Diffraction is the bending. So the electrons are able to bend. Diffraction means bending. Usually we learn in light, diffraction of light, bending of light. So here also electron also is getting bent. Shows that electron is having wave nature. So with the help of Davison and Germer experiment, we show that wavelength of electron is having wave nature. That is, electron shows diffraction. Children, this is all about the chapter number 24, matter waves, and it is a very short chapter. You have to learn the formula, mainly two formulae here, that is de Broglie's wavelength lambda is equal to h upon p, as well as de Broglie's wavelength of electron is given by under root 150 upon V, in which V is voltage. Remember children, both V denotes different things. Here it is voltage and here it is velocity. That's only. Go through the chapter again and again. Okay children, thank you.